Techy Teacherpreneur is an arm of Giant Strides EduTech Consulting Limited. What do? We teach kids we teach kids tech tools, and we also teach kids academic subjects. Then there's an arm that helps teachers to increase their value and their income. And there is also an arm that is like an help initiative for special needs children. So Giant Strides is a big company and we are prospering. And that's our arm that deals with empowering educators. Empowering educators is the one we have brought under Giant Strides Techy Teacherpreneur community. So if you're happy to be here today, just give a reaction while I hand over to the moderator. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. You're welcome, Ma. Over to you, Mrs. Abigail. You can unmute now, Ma. You can unmute now.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's event. I'm so excited and I'm happy to be here. So let's just do it the way we do it. Let's drop our emojis. Tell me how you feel in the chat box. I mean, I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling pumped up to, to receive the dose that we have today. And guess what? Today's speaker is, let me just save it for when I'm going to do the introduction. But please drop your emojis. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Tell me how you're feeling. Temitope said I missed yesterday's class due to bad network. Of course, you're welcome. So let's drop our emojis. Tell me how you feel in the chat box. Are you excited? Are you pumped up? Are you happy? How do you feel? I just want to know. Drop it in the chat box. Let's see how you're feeling. Oh, I'm excited because it's Friday. Great, great. Aha, that's good. So while we are doing that, let's quickly have a quick prayer session. It's important to commit everything into God's hands. And so let's take a short prayer session. Father, in Jesus' name, Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for another opportunity to gather together as educators. Be thou exalted, Lord, in Jesus' name. Father, as we go into today's session, we ask that your presence will be with us. We pray that you will speak through the facilitator to us. And we ask that you will give every one of us our word for today, the word that we will run with, the word that we will move with, the word that we will profit with, in the name of Jesus. We pray that all the gadgets will not malfunction, everything will go smoothly, and at the end, we'll have full cause to glorify your name as always. In Jesus' mighty name, we are prayed. If you got that, drop an emoji for me. Thank you so much, Winnie Gabriel. Thank you. We're excited to have you join us today as well. Without further ado, I would love everybody to drop a line of what they gained from yesterday's session. For me, the key point, like I said, is the fact that, before now, I thought legacy is just like people will say, okay, it's what you leave behind for people. But I saw it in a new perspective yesterday, which is the fact that it's not even about what you leave behind, it's not about what you built, it's about what you leave in people, like what you've leave in them, what they can run with years after you've exited this world, what they can run with. So for me, that was the key takeaway. So I want you all to drop what you learned yesterday so that those who were not able to join will know that, well, sorry to say, they really, really missed. They really, really missed. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, please raise your hands. If you can hear me, please raise your hands. If you can hear me, please. Oh, okay. I learned that. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, okay, good, good. Beautiful. That's good. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, so our speaker is here now. Our speaker is here. If you're excited, while I bring on the speaker, please make some love emojis for our speaker. Woohoo! I know I can't unmute everybody, even though I would have loved to so unmute everybody. But one way to show that you're excited, so that our speaker can feel so, welcome and welcome. She's welcome already. So please drop your love emojis. Drop your love emojis. Yeah, thank you, Winnie Gabriel. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Very amazing. All right, I'm going to be bringing up the speaker right now. But before then, who is our speaker? Who is our speaker? So our speaker is Madam Opeyemi Fakoya Niade Jones. She's a Yoruba tutor. Haha. And our key work is the fact that she helps tutors maximize their impact and help them learn how to multiply income, how to thrive in the online space. Do you know the amazing thing about this speaker is the fact that she's taught over 2,000 hours with excellent results. I bet so many of, a lot of us are just transitioning to the online space. And when you see people that know the road, when you have people that have this grace ahead, you should just bow and give them their flowers. So if your hands are not too busy, please, I'd like you to jam those hands together. Of course, drop the clapping emoji as we bring our speaker on board. Let's make welcome Madam Opeyemi Fakoya. You're welcome, ma.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me, please? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the warm introduction. So I've been having problems with this, so I was thinking you might not be able to hear me. All right. So my name is Opeyemi, and I am so excited to be here. I always like to. I don't know why. Miss Oluwagem, did you do it on purpose? I always like to see my people when I'm talking, or even I also show my video when I'm talking. But I see that I'm unable to do that. Sometimes it helps us to express ourselves better and get to know the beautiful minds that are here. All right, everyone. Like I said, my name is Opeyemi, and I'm so excited. Thank you so very much for the opportunity to be here. Also,
Can anybody hear our speaker? Oh, okay, okay. Just give some minutes. I also thought I was the only one that was not able to hear her. So just give some minutes. So before she comes back on, she's actually online. So probably network from my. Oh, okay. She's trying to join in with another device. I figured that's why. So before she sets up our other device, drop one line of your expectation. What you're hoping to gain from this meeting.
Can anybody hear me now? Hello.
Yes, yes, we can hear you now. Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh my God, I've spoken for like 1 minute. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the
Sorry.
feedback.
We can hear
It's
you
fine.
now.
Okay, so we're just going to go on. Like I said, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here this evening. I really do not take it for granted. I was asking that if it was possible, the moderator could allow people, turn on their video, and others, even me inclusive. I like to have a feel of the audience that I'm speaking with, not just like a WhatsApp call. So if that can be done, I would really appreciate it. So I'm just going to go straight to the points because of the time factor we have here. My name is Opeyemi, and I am an online tutor. Yes, I'm a Yoruba tutor, and I'm also a KS1, Key Stage 1 English tutor. And, I'm just going to, basically what we're talking about is how to monetize our passion. I'm going to put it in that simple form. How can I monetize my passion as a teacher? How can I do that? But let me confirm, if you are an online tutor, if you tutor online already, can you just give me a yes in the chat? I like my session to be very interactive. Trust me, extremely interactive. If you already tutor online, let me know. Do you do that already? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful. So that means we already have many people with plenty money here. You guys do give away for me, shall before we leave. That's the most important part of it. Please remember your girl. Okay, so and if you're still within the classroom, you still teach in the class. Can I see yes, 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 yes? Okay, I see I'm looking for more children. I'm looking for more children. Thank you. All right. Okay, good. Thank you. Now, I'm basically going to be showing you how we can actually turn our passion into money as online tutors. How can we do that? First is, well, thank you so much for the feedback. It's giving me direction on the kind of audience that I have. Thank you. Welcome, our dearest friend teacher. All right.
Look for something for her.
If you want to, if you're still within the classroom, we need to understand something. Gone are the days where people are not very excited about the kind of job that they do, what they do. As a teacher, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want people to know that this is basically what they do. And if anybody says this, they would rather say, I do some business online and this is what I do. They would not really speak on teaching because people have believed that teaching is a low-paying job. Well, to some people, but I am here to let you know that it is very possible for you to be a teacher and still make your money. First thing first is we build. Please, can we mute our mic?
I just came back.
Can we please mute our mics? Dear admin, can you please help mute everyone? Thank you. So now, if you really want to achieve, this particular goal that you are aiming at, first thing first is there has to be a shift in your mindset. Yes, you have to first believe that this thing is very possible for me. And I'm going to start with my own personal story. If you look at me, I never wanted to be a teacher. I never wanted to be a teacher because I just believed that teachers don't have money. They don't make money like that from teaching. So why would I go into it? As at COVID, I was planning to go into human resource, then do my CIPM, every professional exam that has to be HR. That was where I was going to go. I never saw it as something. Okay, thank you. I never saw it as, okay, so I'm using my phone. I never saw it as something that I could do to really make much money. So anybody that talks to me about teaching, I didn't want to do it. So, but I found myself in it anyway. That's a story for another day. I found myself in it, and I am convinced that this is just what I do. Now, let me tell you something about teaching. Something that I notice about teaching is I see it as my purpose. You know, the way people go to church and say, which department are you in church? Oh, I'm in music department. Oh, I'm in so department. My own full-time passion for God, right? How I work for God is basically true teaching. That's the way I see my job. So it's two things for me. I make money from it, and I also see that I'm doing God's work through it. Now, if I say I'm going to do God's work through it, that means I must make money from this thing. I started within the four walls of the classroom. right? I had so many help. I had so many directors, so many people at my top, and I was asking them because I found myself in teaching anyway because I know it was my calling. I didn't have any other choice. So I asked people that were ahead of me. I asked my line managers, people that they've already spent like 7, 10 years in teaching. And then I asked them, as somebody who just graduated from school, I asked them, I said, wait, what's the plan for you guys? Like, how do you guys actually make money? How do you make money? And they're like, you do home lesson, if you do home lesson, you will make so much money. And then I asked, okay, home lesson, Azal, when you finish school now, you go to people's houses, you can't be doing home lesson. And then the next thing I did was I was trying to get so many home lessons. But the very first school that I worked at was one big school where there was loads of politics. So for you to even get a student to teach, oh, you got leg, or you have to have leg. But I was just a teaching assistant. And I was like, I cannot waste my year because I'm a teaching assistant. I can't tell my boss then. I can't say, please now give me one lesson. Let me do. She also was even fighting for a lesson. So it was hard. Then I had to re-strategize. If you can hear me, let me be sure that I'm still on this call. Give me feedback. So I had to re-strategize. I said, if I'm going to be teaching, I don't think I want to do home lesson. But later on, I got home lesson. And then I would go for home lesson in the evening. I remember I was taking some children in Green Springs and Chrisland then. And then I added it to my salary. Thank you so much. And I added it to my salary. And then it was making sense. But something actually broke the camel's back, or how did they say it? It was at a particular period in time where it was the end of the year. Yes, you know the way we do end of the year session. And then we were doing everything. And then the director just gave one of the old staff there, I think she gave her washing machine. She gave her washing machine. And then I asked again, very curious of me. I said, why did she give you washing machine? And she said, I think once you clock 10 years or 7 years, they will give you washing machine. And honestly, if you ask me, that environment is a very, very good environment, very healthy environment for somebody who just wants to be in the limelight. Like, you want to know parents. You want to say, which school are you teaching? You are teaching in this high place in Lagos. It's a very good place. But unfortunately, I didn't see it that way. Why? Because I told myself that if I'm going to be teaching, I'm not going to be poor as a teacher. Did I know how I was going to go through that route? Honestly, I had no idea. I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I just told myself that I was not going to do that. Then I sat down and I reflected. So does that mean that after 10 years, that's when Opeyemi will be able to buy washing machine for myself? Or after how many home lessons? Many people were excited. I can tell you for a fact that many people were motivated to even stay in that school more. And that's a very, very brilliant business strategy for that director. Like, hey, this, and yes, so many teachers were just trying to say, hey, I'm not leaving this place so that I can get gifts. At a point, they even gave some people cars, right? So I'm not going to leave this place, so let me build my career here so that I can get promotion. Maybe I can become head of nursery school. It was something like that a normal person will do. But honestly, I was not thinking in that direction. I saw myself that if you can actually get a washing machine, if you can be gifted a washing machine after 10 years, then I'm not successful. That's the way I saw it. I'm not successful. So I started using the school Wi-Fi. I was an assistant teacher then. I started using the school Wi-Fi. I was surfing online. I was doing everything. What is it? How is this thing happening? What can I do? Home lesson. I had one home lesson. I didn't like it. But I was very just passionate about my own very self. See, when I work with any organization, anybody that I work with, and anybody that works with me, if you don't have your own mindset, if what you do is basically just to live your life for another person, I'm not sure we can align. Because as much as I will serve you, if you're my boss, I will make sure that I don't forget myself in the process. And I put it to you, that's what most teacher does. You're working in that school and, some directors are so kind. They give you tips. They give you so many awards for doing well. But that does not mean you should lose yourself in the process. Because even you yourself, you're a marketer. That's the honest truth. Even you yourself, you have this gem. And that's why when you want to leave, they will say, Miss Opeyemi, don't leave now. If you leave now, we will miss you. They'll start making you feel important. Because of the value But so many teachers, many of us are just so, I'm sorry, I'm just going to be a little bit blunt here. I'm just going to be a little bit blunt. Many of us can be so lazy and short-sighted that we spend so many years of our life building another person's home. Now, how can you make money through that? You can't. Unfortunately, you can't. And in the process, even if you're somebody that you have children, you have people that look up to you, they forget you. You forget them because everything you simply want to do is build that person's thing. Now, while you're working in that school, does that mean you should not be dedicated? Of course not. You should do what is expected of you. But in the process, do not lose yourself. Don't lose yourself. Make sure that this is what you want to do. And I always tell people, it's easy for you to forget, yeah? Write it down. If you ask me what kind of environments do I like to work most, I'm so weird. I like toxic environments. You know why? Because it will remind me of the reason why you cannot stay long here. But even if it's a very, very enjoyable environment, I Opeyemi, would not lose myself. I always remember that. I didn't go to school just to serve all my life. Because, well, I had a mother that did that for 35 years. She had other side businesses. My mom was a teacher, and then she worked with the government for 35 years. And then I just sat back. I reflected about it. How would you do something for 35 years? And you cannot say you're controlling millions. That does not make sense. So I told myself, I was lucky to just be in an environment that was not very toxic. I just was like, okay, but I didn't lose myself. I kept researching. At that point in time, it was online tutoring was not really that popular. People didn't really know about it. So there was nobody I could reach out to say, please teach me this thing. How do you guys do this thing? No. It was around 2020 where some schools were using WhatsApp for online class. Basically not because we were ready for it, but because COVID came. That was it. COVID came. So people just had to say, what? We don't want to lose our students. So what should we do? So some people will use WhatsApp. Some people used Zoom. Some people used all these things. Some people used Google Meets. Schools that were advanced. Do you understand? So at that point, while I was still surfing on the internet, I was trying to ask, and I was asking around. I realized that I had bosses that was not just what they were looking at. How can you make money as a person? Ask yourself that question when you have time for yourself. Now, when you have time in your hand, you will be able to say, how can I turn this time for money? So that was one thing that kept coming to my mind. But you need to give yourself, you need to create time for yourself. You need to create time for yourself. And everything I was doing, if you see me on social media, I'm definitely researching, not to just catch fun. I'm definitely, and you agree with me about algorithm. Algorithm will bring what you're thinking because it has a mic, so it can hear you. So I was still surfing online back to back. And then I just stumbled on a training. I stumbled on one online school like that. It was just coming up. And then they said they were having a meeting. And then I asked around, do you know about this thing? And then the next thing I heard, all those people, please allow me to speak in Yoruba. You're sure. It simply means, that kind of job is not sure. Unlike this job that you're doing now, you collect your salary by the end of the month. You're sure. But something kept ringing in my head. Opa, if you have more time, you'll be able to make more money. That was what was ringing in my head. Unfortunately, that time for me was, if I was not teaching, I was even teaching for like 4 subjects then. I was teaching English, civic, government, and maybe CRS. I was teaching those 4 subjects. I was part of literary and debating club. During a term, there is something that you must do. If you're not doing cultural something, you will do end of the year something, you will do something will definitely take your time, if you agree with me. You will write lesson plan, you will mark scripts, you will do this. So I realized that even on Saturday, I was beginning to lose myself. I was always trying to write lesson plan and do this. Were those things helpful? Honestly, they were so helpful because I was able to learn. But in the process, remember, it was still all about me, what I was gaining. This knowledge that I'm gaining is for myself. It's for myself. It's for myself. So I went for this training, and then when I got there, and then they started talking about online tutoring. Hey, this, if you do this, if you do that. And then I said, okay. And then I was privileged to join that community. I was on that WhatsApp group. And then the next thing, maybe 3 months after, trust me, I was already making research. I don't even joke with learning at all. 3 months after, they said they were looking for somebody, or they were looking for an English tutor. I said, okay, let me apply. And then I applied, and then, I made them know that I was part of your training, the workshop you did the other time, and it was mind-blowing. And I just knew that this was the kind of company I was going to work for. And at that time, they were paying me 2,500 naira per hour for a class. I didn't leave my physical job. I was still doing my physical job. But I started saying, let me sit down and do more. I would give my best for that 1 hour. That's 2,500. You would think those guys were paying me like 15K because of the way I always put my passion and everything. You would think they were really paying me high. And then at one point, I told myself that I really wanted to build something big for myself. I wanted to build something big for myself. Then that work was getting tiring. So if you know me, you know that I'm somebody that gets very bored easily. Unfortunately, I can't do something for years. I can't. I will just get bored. I'll just get bored of it. Can we do something more challenging? And that school I was just tired. Nobody was even looking at the direction I was looking at, and things. And my friends that were into tech, oh my God, my friends that were software developer, my friends that were data analysts, they were already making money. They were already making money. And I said, this thing, it has to work. I'm going to leave school. I don't know. Sometimes if I think back in retrospect and I'm like, what even made me leave? Because that school that I was, they were giving me accommodation. I didn't have a house in this Lagos. I didn't have house. They were giving me accommodation. So if I left that school, definitely they were going to send me out of my house, out of their house. So that was it. I took that decision very early. Oh my God, please give me a moment. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. I was just like, let me just leave this place and let me start applying rigorously. So if there's a school that is an online school, definitely there will be more schools that are online schools. So I started making research. I left that school anyway. I'm from Ibadan. I was going to go back home to Ibadan. So I said, if it's just me, let me go and stay in Ibadan. I will stay in my parents' house, no rent, everything like that. But, in this process, there was something I learned, which is that everything that you ever desire is at the other end of fear. If there's something you wish for in this life, honestly, the only barricade between you and that thing is fear. You're just scared of doing that thing. If I leave now, hey, let people not come and say, Sheko Tobi, did you not tell her? Hey, that was it. Do you know that? I was going to pack my bag and then go back to Ibadan when I just called one of my friends. And then she said, come and stay with me now. And I said, Oshio, thank you so much. And then I went to stay with her for a while. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have everything figured out. So my dearest teacher, you honestly don't have to have everything figured out. See, once you say you want to do something and you feel so strongly about it. You know what? One thing the universe does. I am telling you this because it's something I have tested. The universe is just going to shift in that direction of yours. That's the irony of life. The universe is going to shift and say, okay, this person, Odunayo said she's not going to do this again. She wants to do this. And things will just start happening to you that you'll be like, so this thing can happen. So this thing can happen. So this thing can happen. That's something about the universe. The universe works with what is in your mind. And that's why I said, your mind has to be, I will just do this thing. I will do it. Come what may. What comes out of it? Opeyemi, I will do it. Because even I never knew that. I never knew it was going to turn out like this. I never knew. But I think God just saw that this girl is somebody who is not going to give up. She's going to do it. Like that guy in the Bible. Is it Jacob? He was fighting with the angel and was like, guy, I'm not going to let you go unless you bless me. That's actually how I relate with God. Guy, if you leave, you have to do this thing for me. You can't. But once fear sees that you have entertained it in your mind, in your heart, trust me, it's just going to be ruining everything you are doing. It's just going to be ruining everything you're doing. Unfortunately, you might not have the time to bring it back. You might not have the time to bring it back. Let me shed more light. Making money as an online tutor now. So you're an online tutor, nobody even knows, which is one of the mistakes that I made when I started out. I was not building in public because I don't want people to know, Jare, or I was just busy. I just didn't prioritize it. But now I feel like it was actually a major mistake that I made. So if you're here on this call, the only thing you do is let me just wake up in the morning, jejely. Let me go to work. Let me come back. Oh God, you're missing out. You're missing out of life. You're missing out. You're missing out so much. If people cannot think about your name and say, this is the value that you provide, people that don't know you, they're not like, this is the value that this person provides. Hey, you're missing out. And you're leaving so much money on the table. So much money on the table. You know, the person with the highest, let's just be realistic. You know, the reason why we know people like Kiki, people like all those content creators, people like Ify, people like Ilda, is because they came out. Do you know there could be people that are better than them? There are actually people that are better than them, but those people have refused to come out. So if you see yourself as the best French teacher, you see yourself as the best Hindi teacher, you see yourself as the best math teacher, they carry on for your head, take it to your school that you are teaching. Nobody knows. The only person I'm going to prioritize, the only person I'm going to actually buy markets from is somebody that I see, somebody that I know. So teachers, if you're not building in public, you are leaving so much money on the table. That's the truth. If you're not, and see, you don't have to be perfect. Nobody is seeking for perfection. Oh, we learn every day. Who told you you know everything? Who told you I know everything? We learn every day. Hey, won't people say this? Won't people say that? You don't have to know everything. Just come out and let people know, guys, if you're thinking about the best Yoruba teacher in this world, it's me. You know why? Because I prioritize my learner. I do this. And then you keep showing up. You keep showing up somewhere. You pick Facebook. You keep showing up on Facebook. You pick Instagram. You keep showing up on Instagram. You pick LinkedIn. You keep showing up on LinkedIn. Hey. People will see you. That's the truth. Because you can't keep doing something and you don't want to result from it. People will see you, and from that thing, when people see, okay, this person is teaching English. Okay, can you teach my child? And you are putting results on the table. Everybody can see the results. Everybody can see what you're doing. Come on now. People will say that. Well done. Well done, well done. Can I buy from you? Can I buy markets from you? And even when you build in public, that's when people will now say, hey, okay. You start seeing other people that are building in public. And you're like, okay, this is the strategy that this person is using, Abi. Let me use it too. This is the strategy that this person is using now. Let me use it too. But the only thing you do is wake up at 5 a.m. and then you go to school, you come back, and then you sleep, you wake up the next day. You're missing out a lot. Unfortunately, I have to tell you this. You are really missing out a whole lot of things. And that's not something that's not something you should give room to. That's not something you should, because there are different ways you could make money online. There are different ways, and that's online tutoring. So when I asked who is already tutoring online here, and somebody said, he's me. The way you have said it here, do people know you like that outside? Can people say, this is what this person is doing, and let's patronize this person? If people know you, you will definitely get your market now. You will definitely do well. Let's talk about people that have not even started, that are trying to say, let me get started on online tutoring. Oh my God, there are so many people that's outside now that are helping people to say, okay, you want to start online tutoring? I can help you. I can do this for you. I can sign up for courses, sign up for trainings, sign up for so many things that can help you to do better. And then you will, if you don't start, there's not even way you can know what you don't know. Okay, I have started. This is where I am lagging, and this is where I need to work on. You can't do that if you are lazy. That's something that unfortunately that I realized. You can't do that if you're lazy. So if you're somebody that you're okay with mediocrity, this one so don't do this 120K, this 250K, this 500K that I'm earning is okay, Jare. Abi, I could know people like this are not even earning up to that. Go and change your circle quickly. Go and change your circle. Change your circle to people that are actually earning millions, and you're like, gosh, where I am, I need to work harder. Hey, what is wrong with me? I need to work harder. That's the kind of people that you need around you. That's the kind of people. No, you can't just be okay with, I'm already collecting 700K. I'm already collecting 1 million. It's okay. For where? Who does that? No. Start building in public. If you guys know how these virtual assistant people, hey, and this one thing, I'm a virtual assistant. But we really see teachers on LinkedIn. Oh. Hey, we really see teachers on LinkedIn. I don't know this thing. I cannot wake up. I cannot post. I cannot do this. I don't know how to write this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I started building, which is what I said. I started late. I started building a few months ago, maybe like 6 months ago on LinkedIn. I said, let me start building on LinkedIn. Do you know the countless opportunities that I've gotten? I cannot even say, hey, God. So these kind of opportunities actually do exist. Let me give on the flip side. On the flip side is that I have been able to work with some teachers to say, okay, I want to start tutoring online. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to guide you. This is how you're going to do it. And when I hear feedback from this kind of people, I'm always like, So, but if you actually said you were not going to train people, you were not going to help guide people on, okay, I actually need a helping hand to start tutoring online. Do you know that people will find other means? I'm just putting it out to you. It's a prayer that I always pray for people. May you not be replaced. Because that thing you're not doing right now, somebody else is doing it. And the offers, the gigs, the enjoyments that you're supposed to receive from those blessings, from that single obedience, you're missing it. You're losing it because you're not doing what is expected of you. You're not doing what is expected of you. So stand up and start doing, start working, just start. But don't make it perfect. If you say you want it to be perfect, then you will never start because there's nothing like perfection. What you do today, by the time you say, this is my best thing, even you will be tired and be like, this thing is bullshit. Let me do something else. That's the way, this word, that's the way it works. That's the way everything works. So I need you to stand up. If you already start tutoring online, do not say, these guys are not even paying me well. Well, I beg. Let me just know. Cannot come and die. I cannot come and kill myself. How much is this client even paying me? That our life is like this. I tell people, every single person, every single student, every single client that you meet is an investment. And your attitude towards that particular thing, that particular work, goes a long way. I am proud to tell you that anytime anybody needs an English teacher, and that person is just beside my parents like this, one of my clients, they will straight up, okay. I can tell you, I have won so many students just by, visitor came to greet my students. And then when they say, what is your child doing? Your child is learning Yoruba. There's something like that. We are signing up. I can't count the number of students. See, I'm not pride, God help me, but I have been able to grow to the extent that I have teachers working with me. So I'm not just the online tutor for my own company. No, I have so many teachers working with me. So which means my referral has gone that far that even I alone cannot handle it. But if I'm in a class, you will even think that these guys are paying me hundreds of millions. Because I see my class as every day is a marketing day for me. Every hour is marketing hour for me. So when you are in my class, you will definitely get value for your money. And if anybody comes and joins us, I have gotten so many clients. Guys, I'm not joking. So many clients by just, we said we just wanted to come and greet you. So your child is learning. My own child, she's not struggling with spelling. She's doing well. And then the parents will just say, Mr. Kwegbo, students are doing well. Then I'm just going to enlighten them. I think you should do it this way. I think you should do it this way. I think you should do it this way. And then the next thing, let me get your number. And then we start. Okay, let's talk about They will not pay you. That's a big fat lie. Big fat lie. Because I don't even start my class unless you pay. So I don't get paid in arrears. You have to pay me before I do my service for all my clients. Except the ones I'll say, if I need some time. There are clients of different levels. Like there are different clients for different levels. So by the time I'm doing something and then I tell you that this is what I am made of, this is what I bring to the table, this is how I can help your child get better in reading, in language, in proficiency, but this is my policy. You have to, and this is how much I am charging. They'll be like, okay, no problem. Let's pay. So there is the clients of, we don't, it's so, and there's kind of, this is the person that I need. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to. So there are different clients, but make sure in everything you do, put value in it. Put your mind, put everything in it. Let people know that you are just the best at this thing you're doing. Now, if you're still working with school and you're tutoring online, do not let that school affect that 1 hour charge that you have at the moment. You know why? Because that one student has the tendency of bringing 30 other students. But if you are just coming back home and then you have that Canadian student that is by 11 or by 12, and then you just like, what's that thing? Hair bonnets. You wear hair bonnets. You just look shabby in your class. Or you are a guy, you're just wearing underwear, you're wearing singlets for that class. Haba. And you're saying, these guys are not even paying me well. These people are not even paying me well. Even if it is you, ask yourself, be sincere with yourself. Even if it is you. Now you now use that tired body. Now come and say, can you hear me? Okay, well done. Good job. And your student is, you keep yawning in class. You keep yawning in class. Even if I'm the parent, I will not even do class again with you. I'm sorry, but I won't. The same way you show up for your 9 to 5 is the same way you will show up for that your online class. Yes, you will be addressed the way you're dressed. You will show up like it is the normal way. You're here for business. When people see you, when your clients see you, they are happy to see you. They're not seeing you with, tattered hair. You're not just, you look so unkempt because you're doing class by 1 and so. Is that not your job? So whatever it is you're doing, please put in your absolute best. And while you're doing that, can I plead with you? Build in public. Let people know that this is what you're best at. Let people know you're behind the scenes. Let people know what you're struggling with. Let people know your wins. Let people know your failures. Because that win that you have right now, the story behind it is what is going to encourage somebody else to start. Am I speaking to somebody? Thank you so much. So let me stop here. I think my time is up. I had an amazing session. I just really hope that you understood everything that I said. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ma. Yes, this section was powerful. Miss Abigail, are you there? Hello, Ma. If you gained something from that section, please drop what you gained. Yes, it was so powerful. We want, show us your emojis and what you gained. See my notes, full. I was just writing and writing. A lot of understanding was given. Please drop your emoji. Let me drop mine too. I don't know if our moderator is still here. Yes, she's here.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. In fact, I don't know where to start. I just like Mrs. Kemi said, I've been writing and writing. In fact, I had to take screenshots at some points. And because it's value overdose. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was exciting. That was motivating. That was inspiring. I mean, and I particularly love the fact that you spoke about your passion and how you were not always, content with mediocrity and just little things, and you wanted to be more, you wanted to do more. And another thing that stood out for me is how that every client, every person, every student, every class is an investment. And thank you so much for that emphasis, because sometimes you could feel how much are they even paying me, and because of that you feel like, okay, you need to do more for somebody that is paying more, and then you're not putting more effort for somebody that is paying less. That mentality really needs to change. That a particular client is paying less does not mean that they cannot refer somebody who would even pay more. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. All right, so we'll be having a Q&A session now. I would unmute at random. So please raise your hands if you have questions. Raise your hands, and please permit me to turn off my video briefly. Yeah, permit me to turn on my video. I'll turn it on intermittently as well. So raise your hands. I would just unmute you intermittently if you have questions. Also, let me state that if your question has already been asked, please try not to repeat questions so that we can save time, right? So it's now time for Q&A. If you have questions, you can raise your hands. Let me see, is anybody raising their hand? And of course, you can drop your question in the chat. You can drop your question in the chat. I would read them. If you don't feel like speaking, you can drop your questions in the chat. Okay. All right. Please feel free to drop your questions. Okay, I can see never settle for less. You're more than what you think. I learned that I should strive for excellence. I also learned that I should have a visitor and build my future rather than serving someone for life. Yeah. So questions. I'll be unmuting if I see any hands raised. Currently, there are no hands raised. Please, teachers, let's always prioritize asking questions. That's what shows that, you sometimes when you hear something for the first time, it doesn't mean you understood. In fact, you will even be more confused. And that's what shows that there's another truth that is fighting a myth that you have in you. So let's prioritize asking questions. After all, when we teach, we always ask our students any question. So now I am asking any question. Please, let's ask questions. Ask that question that you feel, it's not worth it. Ask questions. Let's ask questions. Okay. And if you don't want to ask questions, maybe vocally, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat as well. Okay, so John Medoye is asking, Ma, how can I integrate into online teaching? How can I integrate into online teaching? Miss Opeyemi, please, you can answer that. You can answer that while we are waiting. Okay, how can I be integrated into online teaching? Okay, that's the question.
Okay, so that question actually just brought out so many questions. So many questions. Do you teach already? What subjects do you teach? Where do you teach? Don't let me ask, where do you teach? Do you teach already? If you teach already, that's way easier for you. You can always transfer the knowledge, right? Another thing is that who is your target audience? If you ask me, I don't have any students in Nigeria that I take. So my target audience is basically students outside the country, students in the UK, students in the US, students in Canada, outside the country, right? So if you want to do that, the first thing you have to know is that you must have the information about what is going on over there. So if you teach in a Nigerian-based school, everything they do is basically WAEC. Now you need to understand that you can't be in Canada and write WAEC, can you? No. You can't be in UK and write WAEC, can you? No. You can't be in US and write common entrance, can you? No. So these are already questions that are coming up that need answer. So when you ask, okay, how do I know? Okay, then you need to understand, well, what's the British curriculum like? What's the US curriculum like? What's the Canadian curriculum like? How do I get it? What do they do? What kind of exams do they? Oh, they write GCSE. Okay, so get past papers. How do I do it? If you already have knowledge on that, I always suggest, there are so many people that are doing so many online trainings now. Pay for knowledge. Don't even be, you cannot start hoarding, you cannot start doing I'm broke. You pay for knowledge. Knowledge is power. Power gives you money, power gives you time. So when you're able to do something like that, come on, write your CV. I always encourage people, do not start as freelance. You can continue as freelance, but what is most important is that you might be doing some things wrongly. Do you understand? So if you're doing those things wrongly, you will not be able to tell. And that's why some of your children leave and say they are not doing classes again, because they don't see results. And there's a thing to that thing. There's, everything has strategy. So you just need to learn about the kind of strategy. How does it work like? So I always encourage people, apply to companies, let them guide you. Companies will create curriculum that you need, every information that will help you stand confidence in yourself to say, I know this thing. And then you're good to go. So many jobs that are out there. Unfortunately, we don't have people who can do it well. That's it. Unfortunately, we don't have people who can do it well. I think I answered that question very well. Yes, I see more questions.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Please, I noticed that parents prefer teachers for the preschooler and early years. What is the fate of secondary school teachers? I'm not sure I really agree with this one. Let's move over to you, ma.
There's a market for everybody. You need to understand that. What you have, somebody really needs it so much. Are you telling me that students in secondary school that needs to write GCSE or SAT, how do they do it? No, in fact, they really need you. They need you so much. So don't think like that. That they don't have, there's nobody needs your service or anything like that. Nobody needs your service. No. People need your service. Please don't think like that. People need your service. It's just because that's what you know, or that's because that's the people around you. Now you need to expand your network.
My video is off now, so no issues.
You need to expand your network. That's it basically. But no, that's a wrong statement to make. They need you.
Wow, thank you so much. There's another question here that I skipped. Can I use separate social media accounts to publicize the different businesses that I have, e.g. Facebook for my teaching, my passion, which I do online, and use Instagram for the plumbing business, which was my first business and pays better right now too? So that's the question.
Pays better right now. Okay. So
then another one, sorry, please let me just add this question to you so you can answer together. Another one says, can you give us names of companies one can apply for? Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to respond to Joseph Toba's question first. That says, okay, Facebook for teaching, which do I, plumbing for this, plumbing for, okay, so if you have so many things that you do, that's wonderful. God gave us more than one talent. You have so many things you can do, but that should not disturb the other, right? If that is what is paying you, I would strongly suggest that you show it. You just, what you want to focus on is what you want to do. Yes, you see, when you focus on one thing, it helps you. So if you're transitioning into, you want to start doing, by the time teachers start giving you money, you will most likely want to drop plumbing, because you might not need to even go out or start hitting pipes before you make your money, right? So if you want to focus on teaching, then you have to put your mind there. You just have to say, this plumbing business that I'm doing, I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be working with the clientele base that I have already. Do you understand? The people that are working with me already. What I want new people to see me as is online tutor. It's just like, I used to work in this school, but guys, this is what I do now, and this is how I can help you. So you can, if you want to really focus on online tutoring, then you have to focus on it, because there's no way you can manage 2-3 different social media with 3 different, it's not easy to be creating content for that, right? So you might just want to work with the clients that you have for your plumbing business while you focus solely on building. And I would strongly suggest that it should be uniform all across. Let's people know that when they see you on Instagram, when they see you on Facebook, when they see you are an online tutor. However, you can always make posts. You can always make other posts to just let people know that you are not just a teacher. You're not just an online teacher. You have so many talents, so many problems that you can actually solve. One of it is you actually do some plumbing work. Do you understand? So the two contents can sit side by side. There is nothing bad there. Then I see a question that said, must I belong to, okay, can you give us names of companies one can apply for? There are 3 different companies you can apply. There are 3 different companies to start with as online tutor, right? You can start with online tutoring marketplace. You can start with online tutoring companies. You can start with freelancing. Freelancing is what people that have spent 15 years in school do, right? That I don't strongly suggest. If you're just starting out, apply to companies. It could be a little bit hard for you to get jobs with online tutoring companies. Sorry, marketplace. When I say marketplace, I want you to see like this. For example, let's say you stay in Lagos, and then you go to Oshodi. You know that you can bring your market and say, guys, I sell the best bottle, come and buy from me. That's example like Preply, like Chegg, like Superprof, where you just say, this is what I do, come and buy from me. That's marketplace. You can apply to those ones. And we have companies. Now, what are the pros and cons of marketplace? Marketplace is just like freelancing. You have time to say this is what you want to do. But the con is that it may be hard for you. I think somebody mentioned native camp. Yeah. So one of the disadvantage of these places is that you can just get locked up at any point in time to just say, we don't need you again. Or any clients can just say, get out, we don't want you again. And it might just really give you some kind of anxiety. So I always say, if you can, don't necessarily start with tutoring marketplace. If you start with this, go to companies. There are so many companies. That's why I said use social media. There are so many companies on LinkedIn, on social media. Even these companies run ads. When they run ads, these ads are not just for parents alone. They are for teachers like you, where you can actually apply to them. So one of the most beautiful parts of, one of the advantages of companies is that they give you ideas. You know, it's like you're carrying somebody's business and the person will not want you to do it anyhow. So they will provide you with everything that you need. It's going to equip you. It's going to help you to do every single thing that you need. You know, they will give you materials and they will do trainings from time to time. So it will really help you that, oh, you're on the right foot. So if you want to start working online now, as you want to work for a company, go to LinkedIn, use the Boolean search. Online tutoring, what's it called? Online tutoring and mass tutor. You see companies in the US, in the UK, they will pop out, right? And then the third one is freelancing, which is basically what you get from, oh, our parents have relocated. They want us to start taking their child. They want us to start. So these are the 3 ways you can actually find job. Yeah. There are Nigerian tutoring companies, there are US tutoring companies, there are UK tutoring companies, there are companies all around the world that need people like you. Just make sure your CV is updated. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there's another question here. I'm a French teacher, but I hardly see physical private lessons. Talk more of online. Please, what do I do? That's about so that's the last question we'll be taking for the night.
I'm a French teacher, but I hardly see physical. Where are you finding your physical private lesson? Are you just sitting and waiting on WhatsApp group pages to send you messages? How about you're not doing the right thing? You're downplaying yourself, right? You can't just sit on, you can't just are you kidding me? French is hot cake. People want French. People want French. Do you know so many Nigerians are in Canada right now that can't get a job because they cannot speak French? Yes, there's so many parents, so many Nigerians, because French is one of the languages they speak. So what are you saying? I would even say it's easier for you to get online classes because children also, French is a global language. While some parents are saying, I don't want my child to learn any Igbo language, Yoruba language. I want my child to learn French language. Yes, there are. So where are you searching? I have to ask you that. Where are you searching? If you're just sitting on group chats to say, let me see if they will drop job on group chats today. No. Use social media. That's what social media is. Not just to catch fun or things like that. It's to gather information for yourself. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, I think I missed some questions. Must I belong to a company to get online students? The other one says, okay, yeah. Must I belong to? Okay, there's another one that says, how can one's visibility be affected if your LinkedIn account is not verified? Then another one says, how do I create a niche for myself? How can I stand out? I teach elementary mathematics and English. Yeah, I think that's about all. Yeah, that's all. You can answer now, Ma. You're muted, ma.
Okay, thank you. I couldn't unmute by myself. Oh my God, I hope I really remember those questions. Let me go. So I'm going to start with the one I remember very well that said that...
Do you want me to run the questions again?
No, I should be...
Okay.
I think, like, if I miss anyone, you just call my attention to it. Thank you.
All right.
So somebody said verification. No, I'm not verified on LinkedIn, so it's not affecting anything. That's it. Next question says, how do I find my niche? I'm an elementary teacher, but that's your niche. Your answer is already in your question. So if you want to teach English, go ahead to teach English. Let people know that you're the best English teacher. If you want to teach math, let people know that you're the best math teacher. If you want to teach both, let people know that you do very well in both subjects. So that's already your niche in your question. Maybe I'm not getting it. Maybe I'm not getting your question, but that's to the best of my understanding. Did I answer the questions?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's about all. So, okay, thank you so much. It's been an amazing session, really. And for me, like I said, it's been value over those. I've learned a lot, I've unlearned, I've relearned, and I know learning is continuous. Like one of my mentors will say that the day you stop learning, that's the day you start dying. So thank you so much, Mrs. Opeyemi Fakoya. God bless you for this. It's master class overload, you know. People pay a lot to hear this, and you gave us this. Thank you, Giant Stride. Please, everybody I'm going to unmute us now. Can we all say thank you to our speaker and also thank you to Giant? So I'm going to unmute everybody now. Okay, so I'm just going to count to 3. After that, everybody can please unmute yourselves, everybody, and get ready. Let's all say thank you, Mrs. Opeyemi Fakoya. Okay, to the 1, 2, 3.
Opeyemi Fakoya. We're
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. We're grateful.
The French teachers are showing themselves.
Merci beaucoup. God bless you, ma.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. We are grateful.
Yes, we really are grateful. Dalu, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. That's amazing. All right, can we all type in the chat? Thank you, Giant Stride, for this opportunity. Let's keep them coming. Thank you, Giant Stride, for this opportunity. Thank you for all you do. We are grateful. We appreciate these efforts. Okay, shoes on. Let's go for a walk. Okay, we can mute ourselves now. And that's about it for the day 2. This program continues tomorrow, and you know how we say it. Every session has been back to back. It's been power packed back to back. So you can imagine what tomorrow's session would definitely be like. It promises to be amazing. It promises to be great. It promises to be another session of power dose. So you don't want to miss tomorrow. Tell a friend to tell another friend. And don't be stingy. Don't gatekeep knowledge. You can see what you've learned. Share. Your friends can still register. Only registered participants will be getting the recorded version of this session. So please tell your friends they can still register. And tomorrow promises to be greater. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for staying till this time. Right about now, we're bringing on board Mrs. Oluwakemi Ajayi for the vote of thanks. Ms. Oluwakemi, over to you, ma.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, Mrs. Fakoya, I learned so many things. I wrote down so many things, even about what we do. One thing that stood out for me is that everything you meet is an investment. Yes, I know that, but it's made it so real. Like the experience you shared about people just visiting and meeting the tutor, and then they will start asking, who is your tutor? All those ones. So thank you so much, ma, for honoring this invitation. We really appreciate you. You gave a lot of knowledge that we should have paid for, and you gave it for free. We appreciate you. We thank you for your love and for the love that you have for teachers, the arts to make impact in teachers' life. Thank you so much for joining. And I would like to tell everyone that tomorrow is another day. It's a 3-day program. Yesterday we started with position for impact, that we educators are positioned to impact the world. And today we are hearing about online gigs. You can see the way Mrs. Fakoya is talking. What really drew me to her first is this woman is not looking like a teacher, like very expensive and all. You don't want to know how much she's earning. So she runs a program for teachers too that want to venture into online teaching. You can subscribe. Don't be stingy to yourself. You have to spend money to make money. So please, I will be dropping a LinkedIn profile. A way to thank her is that we'll follow her, then write a post about what you gained today. Tag her. You can tag me, you can tag her and tag me. I will be reposting. So if you tag her, you tag me also, I will be reposting that post. So, and another thing I will tell us is that tomorrow we'll be learning about online teaching tools. So you'll be learning OneNote, how to use Zoom, what we can learn within the space of 45 minutes. And that's the person that is coming to teach us is an EdTech guru, like he's someone that is so close to me, so I know that. So don't miss it. You want to venture into online teaching, you've learned from Mrs. Fakoya that you have to brand yourself. So how best can you brand yourself? Apart from dressing, you should know all these tools are valuable. So don't forget, thank Mrs. Fakoya. Go on LinkedIn, write a post about today's class, tag her, tag myself. You can tag Giant Strides too. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Miss Abigail, do you still have anything to say? Okay. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much. It's
Bye.
been such a fantastic session. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.